What duties and responsibilities do women have to themselves in today's modern society?
Being not promiscuous, being loyal, but I feel like that goes for everybody.
Did you grow up like Amish or Mormon or something?
Yeah. Could you imagine asking me to not spread my legs for everyone and to be loyal? Are you Amish?
I just got home from a date. Within like the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left.
Oh, honey, the photo doesn't really look that much like you. It looks like you on like the best day ever. Let's just be honest. Why don't you respect me? These girls are disgusting. So let me give you my opinion. First of all, honey. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Jedediah Bila Show. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to all the newbies. Welcome back to everyone else. Love you all. Show is growing, and I'm so grateful. We're going to dive right in today. We've got some pretty hot stuff. Starting with number one, would you date a girl who you found out had used AI-generated photos of herself online? Well, let's give her the benefit of the doubt before we get into it. Let's hear what she had to say. Let's do it. Number one.
Okay, wait, I'm so pissed off. I just got home from a date. The guy walked out literally 10 minutes into our date. If you're a straight man, I need your opinion on this desperately because I think I'm right and clearly he thinks that he's right. So we matched on Hinge and I have really good photos of myself on Hinge. A few of them are AI generated. They look exactly like me. While we were out on our coffee / walking date, within like the first 15 minutes, he asked me where one of my photos was taken. I'm not a liar, so I said that it was an AI generated photo. And he said, yeah, I don't think we're a match. And he left. He left. That seems so dramatic to me. And also like everyone is using AI generated photos. If they look like you, who cares? The ones I use with Dream Lens look exactly like me. They're not like the crappy ChatGPT ones. So what is the difference? Who cares? I don't know. If you're a straight man, let me know. What do you think?
Oh, honey. The photo doesn't really look that much like you. It looks like you on like the best day ever. Let's just be honest. So I have a question for her. First of all, single guys in the chat, would you date this girl? Let's say you liked her photo, and let's say you saw the photo and then you found out it was AI generated. Can you tell me in the chat, would you dump her? Would you walk out on the date? Was the guy right to walk out on the date? So let me give you my opinion. First of all, honey, let me ask you a really tough question. If the AI photo looks just like you, as you say, why didn't you just take a regular photo of yourself? Why didn't you got a phone, right? You're doing this video on it, so we know you got one. Why didn't you just take a photo of yourself? Honey, because the AI photo looks better than the photo you would take of yourself. Can we all just acknowledge you chose the AI photo for a reason? You didn't choose it because it looked just like you. You chose it because it was like, oh, that's me. If I had a photo shoot and I had my hair and makeup done perfectly and I had it retouched, right? So yeah, it's you underneath all that, but it's like a professional photograph, right? That has retouching. It looks airbrushed, frankly. What happened was you showed up and you looked like you, which is nothing wrong with what you look like, but you didn't look like that photo. And he was probably immediately like, that's different. Not what he signed up for, right? Not what he saw, not the impression he had. If you had just put a picture of yourself looking like you and he showed up, he would have been showing up for you. He wasn't showing up for you. He was showing up for that image that you chose, retouched and all looking like, your best day ever on earth that could possibly every possible sign came together and made that photo, right? So he sat down and was like, But also there's another piece here to this. It's a turnoff that you chose to use an AI photo. It's a turnoff. It shows that you're insecure, that you're not confident, and that you're deceptive, right? That you're choosing that. And she's like, well, everybody does it. Well, everybody jumps off a bridge, so why don't I, right? Everybody eats crap food, so why don't I? Everybody cheats on their boyfriend, so who cares? It's no big deal. No, it's still effed up. So if everybody's using AI, and I don't know, maybe they are. God knows what people are doing these days. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to rub somebody wrong that you're doing it. He doesn't want a woman, obviously, that's going to choose an AI-generated image of themselves and put that face forward on a date. It says something about you. What are you hiding? Why aren't you comfortable with yourself? Why aren't you comfortable with what you look like? Why aren't you honest from the get-go? Why are you fabricating some nonsense? From the start, it's just is a phoniness to it and an insecurity and it just reeks of stuff that he's not drawn to. What else is fake is probably on his mind. What else? Right? Why go that route? So it's not just about, it's me. It looks like me. It says something about you that you chose to do that when you could have just gone and that would have been it. But that picture actually would have looked like you, really. And you probably took like 50 of those and looked at them and were like, oh, no. Oh, the AI one looks good. Let's do that one. Right? Let's just be honest. Okay. Honesty goes such a long way, doesn't it? Okay. Number 2, pay attention to this video and pay attention to, we might have to play it twice so that you catch it, but let's play it the first time. Let's play it. Okay. So she's mad. She's mad that the guys aren't giving up their seats on the subway for her. She's like, how did we get here to the point where guys aren't giving up, their seats? That's what's going on in her head. I can't see that text. Ben, can you blow up that text for me for a second just so I can see? We're going to play it a couple more times, but can you freeze frame on the text? I didn't write the text down. I just want to read it for the audience. Can we normalize shaming men who race women to a seat on the subway is what that text says. Okay. Now I want you to watch it again. I want you to watch the video again. And can you just look in that end frame? What's next to that guy on the subway? Just look where he's sitting, the end frame, and just watch it. Let's play it again. Okay, what's next to him? An empty seat. There's room for her to sit down. The guy is sitting down, right? There's room for her to sit. So the whole video is just an effort to make some bullcrap statement that's not even happening, right? And what was her point? She was trying to say, oh, chivalry is dead. Now, we can do that video. Chivalry is dead and women killed it. We know women did this to men over and over again. Don't open my door for me. Don't do that for me. And finally, guys were like, okay, open your own freaking door. I'm done, right? That's what's happening here. Also, it's New York City, and guys in New York City and places, truthfully, tend to be less gentlemanly than in the South. It's just a separate conversation, but it's just true. But thirdly, can we just talk about she fabricated this whole story? There's an empty seat next to the guy. So she's just looking for an opportunity to make a video. How dumb, too, that she didn't look and see there's an empty seat here. Everyone's going to see that I could have just sat down instead of making this whole, the guys didn't leave any room for me. And is there an empty seat, honey? You need glasses? Oh, the attention seeking and just like needing you to hear her story and nauseating. Okay, hit that subscribe button for me. Now that you're here, you want to see. We got a bunch of clips today. Ooh. Hit that subscribe, hit that like, and get in the comments. Help us with the algorithm. Help us to grow. You are the growth of this channel, right? Not me. This is about you. All right. We have an IG post here. So I've been talking to a guy for about a week. Ooh. And we went on our first date yesterday, it says. We had small talk over the phone and agreed to have deeper conversations in person. The date was going really well until we discussed kids. I told him I have 6 kids, and his mood changed. I can't imagine why, love. I asked him what's wrong, and he said a woman with 6 kids isn't ideal for him. I explained that I have my life together, I'm attractive, and the number of kids I have shouldn't matter. I also said maybe he's not man enough. Ooh, a dig. Not man enough for a woman of my caliber. He then got up and left without paying for the meal. Okay. She is horrified by this behavior because what went wrong? Honey, listen, this is, again, the delusion. You have 6 children. You have to realize that that's baggage, right? And she says, oh, I'm attractive. Okay, so what? Right? Maybe you are attractive. That's not what's going on here. He's not worried about that. You have your life together? Really? Do you? How did you get to have 6 kids then? What happened there? You got divorced? What, did someone pass away? What happened here? Right? Let's get the whole story. And the number of kids I have shouldn't matter. Well, it does matter because here's the thing. First of all, what happened here, right? Now he's thinking, did someone pass away? Unlikely. Was this just a divorce? Is this all these kids? Do they come from one dad? Do I now have to deal with like the dad? Like there's a whole dynamic that comes into play there. Am I now going to be paying for 6 kids? Right? Financially, like, am I walking into a situation where right off the bat, I'm going to have to parent 6 kids? Who's paying for them? Like, there's a lot of baggage there, right? That the average guy walking into a situation may not want to take on. Can you imagine, though, actually not having enough awareness to know that? and actually saying, oh, you're not man enough. It has nothing to do with how manly he is. He may not, first of all, he may not want to be with a woman who has all that baggage, right? He may want to have his own kids, but he may not want to take on somebody else's kids. He might not have the financial resources to do that. He may be questioning your decision making and what happened there. I don't know the specifics of the situation, but to pretend like the average guy should just, oh, you have 6 kids? Oh, cool. Do you want a mocha frappuccino or a latte? I mean, it's just not casual conversation, honey. It's just amazing to me, the lack of self-awareness. The lack of self-awareness of just the simplest things, like even just unable to say, I have 6 children. And that woman should be walking through life saying, I have 6 children. And I realize that for some people that might be a lot. I realize that for some people it might be too much. And it's really, I understand. So she should have compassion for that situation from the get-go, not be accusatory. Well, I'm attractive. I got my life together. Do you have your life together? How? It's not easy. Listen, I have 1 kid and an amazing husband, and sometimes I don't have my life together that day, right? It's not, 6 kids is a lot to walk into. Holy mother. Imagine not knowing. All right. Today's show is brought to you by someone very special. I want you to listen to this. Do you have passwords out there on the dark web? Like, do you have financial accounts? I'm assuming you have a password for your bank account. You have a password for financial accounts. You have a password for your Facebook, your Instagram. You got a password for everything, right? Everything that matters to you, you go on the computer and you do your password, and you're hoping somebody doesn't get it, right? You don't want somebody getting into your privacy, getting into your finances, getting into your credit cards, right? Well, what would you think if you found out that your passwords for all of these secure sites that you hold dear were on the dark web 30, 40, 50, 60 times, and they had gotten into the hands of people who shouldn't have them, who could now gain access to your credit cards, gain access to your finances, gain access to all that stuff? Well, I'm guessing that you would be very unhappy. Did you hear that? I have a free offer for you today. Free. You get to use my link. It's going to be linked in the description. You're going to go on to aura.com/Jedediah Bila. Aura.com/Jedediah Bila. All you got to do is a free sign up, and they're going to tell you how many times your passwords to these sacred places are on the dark web. And I want you to come back to the show, and I want you to tell me in the chat box. I want you to tell me in the description. I want you to tell me how many times. So far, we have heard from audience members that saw their passwords 20 times, 30 times, 40 times. I think the max was like 60. I was like, ooh. They change their passwords. They prevent identity theft. They prevent all sorts of things. This is a free trial. All you have to do is sign up to find out. Now, what is Aura? Identity theft, by the way, happens every 14 seconds in America. It's no joke. And when that happens, your life is destroyed. We all know people who've been through that. It's a nightmare. I had a friend that went through it. She lost her house. She lost everything, really. Aura makes sure that doesn't happen to you. Aura is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, password management, antivirus software, all in one. I'm not tech savvy. It's super user-friendly, super easy to use. My dad even uses it, and he's like, how do I turn the computer on? It's very user-friendly. It monitors. This is what it does. It monitors the dark web for your emails, your passwords, your social security numbers, and it sends alerts right to your phone and your email if something's going down that's shady. If someone opens a credit card in your name, as an example, Aura sends you a real-time alert. The VPN also lets you stay anonymous online by keeping your browsing history safe and encrypted. So nobody's looking at what you're looking at, right? You want people over your shoulder? I certainly don't. Aura.com/Jedediah Bila. Head on over today. It's free. It's a free 2-week trial. Free for 2 weeks. 2 weeks to find out how many times your passwords are on the dark web. You have everything to gain here. Or it's a great service. I use it. My family members use it. My dad almost got into a pickle a few times, by the way, with identity theft. And they caught it like right before it happened. Hey, listen, everything was on track. Amazing. Oh, we have a debate here about the duties of a woman. The duties of a woman.
What duties and responsibilities do women have to themselves in today's modern society?
I think being not promiscuous, being loyal, but I feel like that goes for everybody. Respecting everybody.
Do you have something to say to Haley?
Did you grow up like Amish or Mormon or something?
No, I actually, my family is liberal.
Yeah, and where are you from?
I'm from Santa Cruz, California.
Really?
Really liberal.
Wow.
Liberal.
That's crazy how you've been changed like this.
Just being respectful of yourself and not showing off your body to
I think that's
every man on the
100%.
internet, posting your sexy pictures on your Instagram, saying, oh, it's just for myself.
like why does it matter though?
Like the main issue.
It's totally
this is the main
fine for you to
conversation.
say, for you dressing a certain way or posting a certain thing, you don't like it, it makes you uncomfortable. That's totally fine. But to like put other women down and say like you have a duty to be not promiscuous and you being promiscuous is wrong is just
It's
ugly.
I think that if
Thank
you
you
want
to that
men
person.
to respect you, then you shouldn't be dressing
I don't care.
promiscuously.
I love this. I love this exchange. Right from the get-go, when they say what are the duties of a woman, you'll notice, what does she say? Is anything so crazy? Not promiscuous, loyal, respectful. You see the girls, they're like they never, could you imagine asking me to not spread my legs for everyone and to be loyal? Are you Amish? I mean, she actually says, are you like Amish or raised like Mormon? It's so crazy what you're saying. That is 2025 that we live in now. That saying a woman shouldn't be promiscuous and should be loyal and respectful is now like Amish. Nothing wrong with the Amish, by the way, honey. They live very well, and I've gotten many a tasty treat from their farms. She's from Santa Cruz, and they're like, really? Like, you know why? Because they're like, well, Santa Cruz should have turned out like a 304. Oh, yeah. Santa Cruz should have turned out an empowered, hypersexualized woman like me, And she even says the sexy pics. She's like, I don't think it's good to put the sexy. And they say, why? And she says, well, it just hurts you, right? You want someone to respect you, and then you're naked all over the internet. It's just not going to go that way. Why does it matter? Why are you telling other women what to do? She's not telling you what to do, but she is saying that if you do this stuff, guys aren't going to respect you, and then it ultimately in the end it hurts you. These promiscuous women are so defensive because they know that they're either a side piece or they're going to be, a hot one night stand and then not called the next day. They know it, but they can't help it because they've been told it's empowering, and they're in this cycle of they don't know any other way. And they also amp up their sexuality to such an extent that they've got nothing else, right? It's just about this, but it's no personality. They suck otherwise, right? They're kind of like a drag to be around, and they just look like eye candy. So they turn into eye candy. It's like, oh, well, this is what I've become, right? I love this. And it's so significant to see the eye rolling and just take words like loyal and respectful. They're eye rolling that. What does that say about you, honey? Somebody said, oh, don't be promiscuous and be loyal and respectful, and you eye rolled. So are you promiscuous, disloyal, and disrespectful, love? How becoming? I can't imagine why guys aren't waiting in line for you. Okay, let's go to, this is a combo package. And I call this the why don't you respect me crew? Why don't you respect me? Yeah, my anaconda don't, honey. Let's look at the second clip of that because they're related. Let's do the second one, right? Second, part 2 of 5.
One of my friends told me that I brush my teeth weird. I don't really know what they mean by that, but tell me if I'm doing something wrong.
Okay, so these girls are disgusting, right? Disgusting. Why did I pick this? Because these are the same women. Now, what are they doing? She's doing all sexual innuendo stuff in the gym, right? This will be the same girl that, by the way, when you see her doing that and you're like, she's like, are you sexualizing me? Are you trying to take advantage? You are such a misogynist. Meantime, she's doing sexually explicit gestures in the gym, right? This girl with the toothbrush nasty. These are the same women that will go on a date with a guy and they'll be half naked and behaving badly. And because guys can see this, guys, you can spot the nasty girl a mile away. And sometimes, let's be honest, you take them out because you're like, oh, this is an easy, good time. Let's do it. You're not taking them seriously, but you're like, I'm not looking for that tonight anyway. Come, love. You know it. Not saying it's good. I'm saying you do it. Right. So this girl will get taken out and she'll meet a guy she likes. And suddenly she'll want to be taken seriously. And that guy will be like, And she'll be like, why don't you respect? You're disrespectful. She'll call her friend, be like, he's disrespected me. He was not treating me like a lady. They'll cry. What did I do? Meantime, this is what their TikTok videos look like. This is what the guy saw from you, honey, before he took you out. This is what he saw. Maybe he did a little quick scroll and he said, oh, I know what I'm getting. Okay. And he went for the one night stand, or he went for something that didn't serve him, right? I say it all the time, but nonetheless, he gave into his temptation and he took you out, knowing full well he was getting the girl from that video. Now, you don't want to be the girl from the video, though. You want to be the girlfriend, only you have all these videos up. Make up your mind. This is why I tell women, what you put out there, don't yell about being disrespected if what you're putting out there is all trashy garbage that invites disrespect. Own your role in it. And I don't know these girls in particular, but I will tell you, girls like this all the time will do stuff like this and then demand respect. And it's like, based on what? How would that guy know that you were someone that demanded or wanted respect based on what you're putting out there? Really, how would he know? If anything, he's going to think, oh, she's wants to be treated like trash. This is what she's putting out there front and center every second of the day. Own your role. All right. This is a good one. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. Did you hit it? Hit that subscribe. Hit that like. Show some love. This is a good one. An article. I don't do articles a lot. Every now and then there's a really good one. It's got pictures too. All right. This is from the New York Post. God, the New York Post, man, just covers all the salacious stuff. Okay. And it says, I was an OnlyFans star. Now I want to restore my Hyman, man alive, and return to my Mormon roots. Okay. A Texas OnlyFans star plans to undergo Hyman restoration surgery in a bid to return to her Mormon roots, a decision she claims would make her late husband proud. I'm not doing this to undo my past, but to honor how far I've come. The liar, Holly Jane, 42, told Jam Press of her plan to wind back the clock of her sex life. I had a moment in prayer where I felt God speak to me, saying, you are not broken. Go and be restored, oh heaven. The 42-year-old mother of three, what are you doing, man, on the OF nasty stuff, who describes herself as your favorite next-door MILF. Look at the photos, too. As I'm doing this, show them the photos. Claims she was kicked out of her church when they found out about her NSFW side hustle. Oh, really? How shocking. The church didn't welcome it? Oh, yeah. Now she hopes to surgically wipe the slate clean, an idea, she said, came to her during prayer like a divine directive. Oh, she got a divine... Ooh, honey. Look at the photo. Oof. Okay. I had already made peace with God about my job and what I've had to do to put food on the table after my husband died. I love when they throw this caveat, like it's the only way. Her husband passed away, sad, horrible situation to find yourself in as a woman. Very, very sad. This was the only way? This was really the only way, the OF content, nasty stuff. I think that maybe there was a different way. However, Texas, she insists that her vaginal rejuvenation op is not meant to shame or judge people who enjoy sex, but about restoring a sense of freedom. It's not about your body, it's about your soul. Living in truth, refusing to hide, and forgiving myself for burdens I was never meant to carry. Okay. All right. Listen, can people change? Sure. Can people grow? Sure. Should you forgive yourself ultimately? Should you do something wrong? Should you ask the forgiveness of God? You should. Should you forgive yourself ultimately? You have to, right? We all make mistakes. Let's be honest. Let's just have a real one-to-one moment, me and you, right? We all do stuff that we wish we didn't do, right? There's moments I sit and I'm like, why did I do that, right? You can look back and you could drive yourself crazy with these realities, right? You could drive yourself crazy. Like, oh, if I had just not done that, then that wouldn't, you know, and if you're like me, who's a little neurotic, let me just be honest, you do this a lot, right? And it's not healthy, right? You have to forgive yourself for the mistakes you make in life. You do the best with what you know at the time. And then when you know better, you do better, right? That's just the way to go. However, you are not, and this is a message I want to get across to women, you are not going to be able to do a Hyman restoration surgery and restore yourself to what you were before you had sex with I don't know how many people for money, okay? Because you're looking to restore the physical, but really what you're trying to restore is the emotional. This is devastating to women. It breaks you, it ruins you, it wrecks you emotionally. You forget how to just have sex the way you're intended to. You're supposed to be in love with somebody. It's supposed to be your husband. I mean, let's be honest about how this is really supposed to be. It's supposed to have some value to you, particularly as a woman, right? Or it breaks you. It does. Even just a simple one-night stand breaks a woman in a different way. It just does. Oh, no, that's not true. These are, that's the old time. No, it still breaks them. That's why they're on the antidepressants and drinking, and it does break them. So I just want the message to hit home. Yes, you should forgive yourself, but this idea that you are going to restore yourself to the way you were before, it's just not as simple as an operation, because it's not about the physical. It's about what you incurred, the emotional damage, and what you put yourself through, right? Again, women aren't designed to be promiscuous like this without consequence. And we see it every single day, not just on the OF, but women everywhere who wind up broken and shattered by virtue of promiscuous years that they can't undo. Just a fact. All right, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. That's all we have for today. We're going to be back here real soon. Really exciting stuff. Don't forget Aura. Find out how many times are your passwords on the dark web. Go in the description. Free. You got to know. Honey, you got to know. See you soon.